There we go. All right. So finally, I came out with the documentary. I was going to upload this. Oops. Finally, I came out with the documentary. I was going to upload this to my course, but two of them canceled their subscription, and they're missing out on a lot of free information that I put there. So we're just going to make this one be free. Probably the only long video I'm gonna do for now. So let's explain what is XRP and XRP Ledger. XRP, the native digital asset of the XRP ledger used for fees, liquidity, and settlement. Just for trading. Also send it to other people. You can sell it, buy it, hold it. That's all you do. First, XRP ledger is what's used to sell it. In order to like send it somewhere, like picture it being a train that holds money in it digitally. Say Mexico, you're in Mexico, send it to someone in Italy. 3 to 5 seconds. That train is all the way in Italy now. That's just what the XRP ledger is, a decentralized public blockchain optimized for fast, low cost transfers with built-in features like a decentralized exchange. Also, don't use mining. XRP doesn't use mining, but yeah, that's all it is. And they do that at a fast. They do it fast and low cost. So it's going to play a big role. You're going to see why. Bitcoin versus XRP. I'm gonna tell you why you should buy XRP instead of Bitcoin. XRP, the fourth highest crypto market capitalization. XRP advantages are faster transactions, cheaper fees, and you know the creators. Okay, Bitcoin really has just hype, and it's the first crypto to come out. That's what makes it so big. That's why it did so good. Because it's the first crypto. That's literally history right there. And rules got applied faster for Bitcoin than XRP. We're going to also talk about how XRP got suppressed by Austin Hill, who you're going to see in the future of this. So, and yeah, the creators are known versus Bitcoin. If Bitcoin was to go to $0 right now, or let's not say $0, like $1,000, and then just stay there, who would be put to blame? Because we don't even know the actual owner of Bitcoin. You know, maybe the people from Blockstream that just help push it out. Maybe they'll get some jail time. Just like when the 2008 financial crisis happened, only one banker actually went to jail for that shit. All the people behind Bitcoin, guess what? They're going to walk away freely if anything was to happen because they're unknown. Versus XRP, they was supposed to do that. They was to do that. They were just like the nigga from FTX. They would get that same treatment because the space is everywhere, and his reputation would just be ruined. So XRP, if anything bad happens, he just ruined his own reputation versus Bitcoin. His reputation is fine because we don't know who's behind it. So yeah, it makes them more reliable and trustworthy. I'm just saying, especially if you're new to crypto, push your money into something that's more trustworthy and more reliable. Okay, this XRP is also energy efficient, saves more energy than Bitcoin. Bitcoin takes too much fucking energy. That's another thing. Solving the international economic problem. It is the reason banks use their technology. So that's why. It's also underpriced, affordable. What makes XRP so powerful? XRP Ledger reduces costs, cross border payments, which is also faster and saves more energy than Bitcoin. Literally told y'all that. XRP Ledger also used to tokenize more physical assets, which is part of the New World Order. In 2033, trillions are going to be traded. Trillions. XRP Ledger is used by the biggest banks and credit unions. Trump signed an executive order for XRP. It solves Bitcoin speed, cost, and energy efficiency. So, yeah, literally everything I just said. Cheaper. Look, picture Bitcoin being a turtle and XRP being a cheetah. The speed difference is way different. So XRP on top. Gonna be some more reasons. Developers, and we actually, like I said, developers are known. Caleb had earlier built MT Jocks, Gox, and other peer-to-peer systems. MT Gox is just a Bitcoin exchange platform. You know, after Bridal made OpenCoin blockchain for AI, David developed encrypt cloud storage systems like a wallet seed phrase. That's what it is basically. Chris Larson, co-founder of Elon and Prosper, joined to commercialize the technology, forming OpenCoin in 2012. Later renamed Ripple. So he founded Ripple. Ripple is behind XRP. So this shows that we actually know the developers and they actually have experience with other shit, which is good. So what's the goal then? The goal is to have a 24/7 global settlement network that banks and institutions could use directly, faster, and cheaper than SWIFT. They're looking for something that's going to save them money and something that's going to be quick, which is XRP Ledger. It's a fraction of a cent, and the speed is 3 to 5 seconds. Versus Swift, it's $20 to $1,000 in fees, and the speed, 90% of them is within an hour. See the big difference? What makes XRP different? XRP uses a consensus protocol, no miner, which enables 1,500 transactions a second and settlement in seconds. XRP functions as a bridge currency for instant settlements and liquidity for cross-border FX movements, cutting costs and capital lockup. Stablecoins in the XRP ledger. Ripple issues a dollar peg stablecoin on XRP ledger, now gaining regulatory pathways and border use cases and institutional collateral settlement. That was a lot. So yeah, they don't use any type of mining, unlike Bitcoin, which is why the transactions are faster. And yeah, that's basically all you need to know about why you should invest in XRP instead of Bitcoin. But if that wasn't enough, then we have way more reasons. So let's look at the institutional holders. Matthew Mellon, chairman of New York Republican State, turned $22 million into $1 billion, invested in XRP early. Michael Arrington launched a $100 million XRP denominated hedge fund, signaling early institutional belief. SBI Holdings, they hold $10 million worth of XRP. Trident Digital Tech Holdings, their goal is to raise $500 million in long-term investment. Weebus International, unknown how much they hold. Vivo Power International, unknown. But this is institutional investors. And yeah, I always want to look for the big people with the big money are invested. Give you more reasons to believe in it, you know? So why would they invest in it? For long-term growth and cheaper and faster payment access. So they can also use this to send money uh, from other countries to save fees and time. Austin Hall, co-founder of Blockstream. Blockstream helped push Bitcoin out and improve settlements. He told Jeffrey Epstein the Ripple and Stellar is a threat to Bitcoin. And let's look at the email, which shows why he thinks that it's a threat. So look, hi guys, we obviously have seen Stellar. I'm not sure what the relationship with Jet and the team are. I know obviously some of the players, but this is a problem for us. Will one of you please give me a call at blank? I can explain some of the issues, but basically I've been asked by the other co-founders to reduce or take your oh fuck, I don't even know how to say that. Your allocation away. Ripple and Jet's new Stellar are bad for the ecosystem. We are building and it does our company damage to have investors who are backing two horses in the same race. Happy to discuss a fair way to deal with this. Best, Austin. So this was him DMing Jeffrey Epstein, the big Epstein, about Stellar and Ripple. Stellar is XLM, which is another. thing they made that's fast and cheaper versus Bitcoin. That's why they fear it because it's way faster. They take less energy, and then the fees are cheaper. You're gonna hear me say that a lot in this, but that's why Austin Hill didn't like XRP or saw it as a threat. Basically, the United States has plans for crypto. Trump announced a strategic crypto reserve, including Bitcoin, Solana, and more. These are just sources, and I'll just put this documentary. I'll put the Google slides down below so you can look at this. It says crypto could help pay off the debt. Donald Trump promised to make the crypto capital. I mean, make the U.S. the world's crypto capital. So how can this even happen? Stable coins raise demand for U.S. Treasury bonds and can reduce borrowing costs by high yields, which drain banks out of trillions of dollars. Also, with crypto provides full control of your assets. Yeah. So the thing I like about crypto too is banks. You try buying a lot of gold with banks, they're going to restrict you for money laundering, all type of shit. But versus crypto, you get 100,000 in crypto. You just buy fucking gold with that instead, because banks they're going to limit you, you know. So you have more control over your own money with crypto. That was the whole point of crypto. It's just something to have you be free. That's why a lot of banks also don't like it because it's too much freedom with crypto. But they're going to change that in the future. So yeah, have fun with it while it lasts. Inflation makes assets grow. Since 1913, the dollar lost 90%, 96% of its value. Average car back then was 3,000. Back in the good old days, press the hose, get you a nice little low rider or some shit. I don't know. Now the average cost is 50K. So that makes silver and gold hit new highs. XRP Ledger is providing way more digital assets and doing partnerships as we speak. What does this mean? Invest your money into assets that are going to keep growing, like data centers, crypto ledgers, silver, copper, robots, and way more. When I say data centers, I mean like the stocks. Okay. As inflation gets higher, that's going to boost these prices up, make them cost more. Because in order for it to keep up, they're going to have to the price higher, more ounces. So, yeah, you see the difference. 96% of its value, 3K to 50K. Let's look at the average cost of a home. Pause. I know I spelled average wrong. 90s versus. So 1990s, the range from. So I think it was just went up 100K. Yeah, depending on location. So it's still a big difference, bro. Honestly. And that's just more of a reason why you should invest. Because in order to keep up your money, you're going to have to start having money that like literally works with you. So you have money being made 24/7 while you're sleeping. You just put money in and it does its own thing. Literally think of it like that. XRP, silver, gold, all these assets, you gotta make them your slave. Okay, they're not actually human beings, so it's not offensive to say. But think about it. You're putting money into something that's just going to make you more money. You don't even have to put no effort. You don't even have to whip them. I know this sounds crazy, but literally, you just put your money in and it just goes up. You just have to have a good reason why. You have to put your money in the right things. Just like Shark Tank, what do? They try to find the best companies with the most potential. This is an opportunity that you see. You know that inflation is getting worse. You know that the rich is getting richer. And what are the rich putting their money in? Crypto, stocks and bonds, silver, copper, gold. You could be born too. You don't even have to invest in crypto. You could just hold an index fund, but you're gonna miss out on this opportunity. So it's really up to you, bro. Honestly, but this is the new world order. This is the type of world that we're living in now. So you could either keep up or stay behind, man. Honestly, dude. Why should you buy crypto assets? Digital assets are going to be mainly used on XRP, Solana, or Ethereum ledgers. What does that mean? So you got real estate being traded on either XRP, Solana, or Ethereum. That means it's more liquidity on those platforms. So that's going to make the price of XRP go up, Solana, and Ethereum. So more people that buy and trade it, the higher the value is going to go because that ledger is behind it. Okay. These is the only crypto stars that matters for real. You know why? Because everything that's going to be tokenized, this is how they're going to tokenize them, either using XRP, Solana, or Ethereum. It's literally that simple. And you having a hard time comprehending this shit, literally just search it up, break down the words, break down everything. What does tokenized mean? Tokenized is something that's 24/7 and it's digital. You trade it 24/7 and it's digital. Beat Swift speed and fees. And it's 24/7. More money being traded equal higher market cap. Higher market cap equal higher trading shares. More bank holders, more institutional investors. Only thing stopping this is rules. Literally, that's it. Only thing that's stopping crypto from growing is literally just fucking rules, bro. Banks that use Ripple Network. SBI Holding, PNC Bank, American Express, all the rich people got black cards. Santander, Standard Chartered, CIBC, Viva Investors, collab with XRP to tokenize assets. So yeah, Viva Investors, they're like the sixth largest insurance company in the world, somewhere around there. They're tokenizing assets with XRP. Telling you this is a new world that we live in. Larry Fink said it himself. You could search it up. SEC lawsuit. The SEC sued Ripple in December 2020, alleging unregistered security sales. Ripple argued XRPs is a currency network token, not a security. August 2025, they won their case. What does this show? This shows that rules is limiting fucking crypto. Okay, because of them winning this lawsuit, is the reason why their shit went up. You know, we're going to get more into that. Regulatory crypto. Clarity Act. Classify crypto tokens clearly passed the U.S. House of Representatives, but not have passed the Senate yet. So, Clarity Act, something we're looking forward to. Stablecoin and regulation. Genius Act, focusing on safety and consumer protection. This is basically the rules we're looking for. Europe's MICA framework recognized utility token statuses, further legitimizing XRP beyond the U.S. Political support. Some U.S. politicians and crypto-friendly policymakers have signaled supportive frameworks, further easing institutional entry. So this is rules. Baby steps are being made with crypto. Basically, just shows that they're really trying their ass off to make crypto be normal. Just like how black people, we wasn't normal to whites back then. Big segregation. So fucking weird to even think about that. But BIS collab, it acts as the central bank of central banks, fostering collaboration among 63 member central banks that manage most of the world's GDP, providing secret, sovereign, immune banking services, settle global financial regulations, and they have their own authority. Basically, they get to do whatever the fuck they want. Ripple is assisting the bank BIS, Bank for International Settlements, by serving on its cross-border payments interoperability and extension (PIE) task force. So you see, they get this collab with BIS, changes everything because BIS is looking for cheap, faster border cross-border payments, right? And they're really, really big. The central bank of central banks. They have their own authority, financial regulations. They do all of it. They have a lot of control, so this is definitely going to happen too. So I look forward to it in the future. This XRP solves their problem: critical infrastructure, a market potential, banking settlement systems. Legacy systems like Swift, DTCC, Euroclear, Clearstream, etc. are increasingly discussed around digital settlement rails. XRP design targets these very inefficiencies. Fuck. So stablecoin yield and debt efficiency, increasing global demand for U.S. Treasury securities, which lowers government borrowing costs. As issuers back tokens 101, which assets like T bills, they become significant holders of government debt. Additionally, they can act as tool for financial inclusion, providing access to dollar dom- uh, denominated assets in high inflation economies, which can help individuals manage, potentially reduce, or better manage their local debt burdens. Fuck. So basically, just help get rid of the U.S. debt with stable coins. This is basically Trump plan, or he's going to do some shit like this. So we're gonna see how this plays out. Trump only has what, 2 more years in office? Yeah, 2 more years in office. Let's see how far crypto gets. Let's see how many things they could get done. So banking and finance. Ripple next frontier. Ripple has applied for national bank charter and Fed master account, enabling direct access to central bank infrastructures. Conditional trust charter approved has been granted, allowing custody and settlement under federal regulation. With a conditionally approved national trust bank charter from the OCC received in December 2025, Ripple can operate as a federally regulated financial institution in the U.S. to custody digital assets, manages stablecoin reserves, and provide institutional grade cross border payment services. This charter allows Ripple to bridge traditional finance with with digital assets without needing a visual state money transmitter license. So yeah, that's basically what the National Bank Charter and Fed Master Account does, which they got approved for. So congrats. That's Ripple. That's two knocks. All right, 12 years. XRP has been out for 12 years and is slowly replacing a slow Swift system that's been out for 100 plus years. So look, Bitcoin been out for 17 years. XRP been out for 12 years. Let's see what it's doing. So let's also look at this. Ripple CEO Brad has projected that XRP could capture 14% of Swift value within the next 5 years. XRP, a 12-year system, if it captures a 100 plus year system of just 15% of this old ass system, its price could surge to between $12 and $25. This represents a potential increase of 500 to 1,000%. So just off this little thing happening, just a 12-year system that's going to replace so much shit. Turn 500, turn your money to 500% to 1,000%. 1,000% being what? Isn't that? That's 10 times your money, right? I'm thinking, fuck. I think I got it wrong. Or is that 100 times? I think it is. I don't know. Just know your money is going up. Not really good at math. Only time I'm good at math is when I'm counting that money. So it's either what, 100 or 1,000%. I mean 100 or 1,000 times. I don't know. Stablecoin benefits. High demand for U.S. Treasuries, lowering borrow costs, 24/7 transactions, faster transactions, and cheaper fees. So high demand for U.S. Treasuries. It's going to make them spend more money on the dollar. Dollar gets its value back up. lowers the U.S. debt. Yay, we all happy, right? Because we know America runs on debt. XRP is now a commodity. With XRP being a commodity, more institutional trust, and now they have more trust since it's no longer unregistered. That's why they got sued because it was unregistered. That's why a lot of people didn't trust it. But now it's a commodity. It's way better. 30 million XRP transactions just in minutes after this happened. Now they have the same rules as Ethereum and Bitcoin. So we're going to see how this goes. It's going to keep evolving. They're going to keep coming out with new shit. Clarity Act still hasn't been improved fully. XRP network connection to 13,000 banks. This shows that it's closer to being a global payment bridge. I told y'all they're expanding, they're getting better. This came out this fucking month, I believe, too, or last month. This shows that it's closer. I already read that. More adoptions equals more trust. More people adopting to it. They see big banks adopting to it. What are they going to do? They're going to follow and do the same thing. My bad, guys. I need to start reading more. I know, but XRP is a call. Yes, we XRP holders are dying behind XRP. Also, remember, 0.1% of the world holds XRP. How many do you think really understand XRP? What it really does, how it really works. You know, how good is it? But if this really didn't open your eyes for XRP, I'll probably just explain it bad, or I don't know, you just cook. But I really hope y'all enjoy. And look, XRP is the future of this world. It doesn't matter if you agree or not. When it happens, it's going to happen. And I'm going to tell everyone, look, I told you so. I made videos about it. I've been talking about it for months to years, bro. And the opportunities was there, you know, faster than Bitcoin, cheaper than Bitcoin, own more shares. They're tokenizing everything. You hear about Trump whole family being involved with crypto. You hear about all this. I just gave you all this. And man, all I can say is I told you so. Just saw that one dude beg everyone to buy Bitcoin when it was at the dollar. I tried, bro. And this is going to make the rich and the poor gap so much bigger. So, good luck, man, honestly.